Make sure that my volume is up. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Are you all able to hear me okay? I believe that I'm connected to my car, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. I don't want to get to talking too much and you cannot hear me. Let me check and make sure. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I'm on my way heading to the office. And today I thought about something. And I'm like, I'm sure I'm not the only one that has had this thought or issue, right? In today's realm, right? I've been in the tax industry, tax accounting, banking for the last 20 plus years, right? And one of the things that I'm noticing with my industry, especially the tax industry specifically, a lot has changed, right? As far as the type of preparers that you all have out here, I really feel sorry for a lot of you all out here, especially if you don't know taxes and you are looking for people today. It's crazy. But one of the things that I've noticed in my industry is there are a lot of unprofessional people, right? There are a lot of people who really should not be filing and preparing taxes for you all, especially with the amount of tax returns that I am now having to fix. I probably have at least 5 new clients, all who were filed improperly, all who were filed incorrectly, who were filed on the wrong forms. It's ridiculous. And so one of the things that you want to pay attention to, especially when you're in a specific industry, right? When you're in the trucking industry, when you're in the healthcare industry, in my example, I'm in the financial services industry, but more focused on taxes, right? You really have to pay attention to your industry and be ready to pivot. All right. You have to be ready to pivot when it's time to pivot. You have to pay attention and know and understand when certain things are happening, and if it's directly affecting your industry, right? So like right now with AI is replacing a lot of jobs. So if you know that you are in a job field where AI is starting to take over, it is your responsibility to start thinking and planning now. When are you going to pivot, right? What is going to be your pivot? Because if you've been, let's just say in warehouse, right? A lot of warehouse jobs are being replaced with robots right now. So if you know that you are someone that, let's just use Amazon, for example, because it's a big company, right? And Amazon has a ton of locations and hubs, right? So let me take my glasses off. I feel like y'all can't really get me when I got those glasses on. So hello, good afternoon. Hello, Jordan 7. Let's just use Amazon for an example, right? If Amazon decided to let go half of their warehouse staff and replace them with robots, many of you probably knew that it was coming, right? Especially if you're already working with robots. So if you work at Amazon and they already have robots there, right, in your facility, then you are one of the ones that I'm talking about. If it's already in your space, if it's already happening in your field and in your industry, you want to pay attention to that. You want to look at that now and be like, okay, in the next 5 years, I may not have a job. In the next 2 years, you may not have a job, right? So those of you all who are dependent on a job, a company to live and survive, and again, this is why I'm always talking about business. This is why I'm always on my channel talking about different ways to make income outside of your 9 to 5 job. All right. Those of you all who are only stuck on working for someone else, you are going to be the ones who are hit the most. You are going to be the ones who are the most affected. People who have additional sources of income will not be as affected as those of you all who are only focusing on one source of income. And if you are not paying attention to the news, society, looking at all of these different companies that are laying off people, I'm talking about thousands, right? Most of these jobs, these bigger box companies, these companies are laying off people, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people at one time. All right. These aren't small little things. So you have to pay attention to that. So for me, one of the biggest things that I have decided to focus on is federal government contracting. All right. I talked about this the other night on my channel. I've been doing a lot more research. Where do I want to park? I'm gonna park right here. Away from this big old hole. It's a huge hole right here. Okay. Everybody and their mama at the park today. I guess it's sunny in Chicago. We all trying to get some of this sun. My 4 o'clock client decided to cancel, so I was like, let me stop at the park and get me some time in with God and my scenery. So, sorry, y'all. I have to just take a break, take a second real quick, right? But what I was saying was, as far as with the pivoting, right? So what you really want to be doing is right now, you really want to be paying attention to what's happening, right? Everything that's dealing where it comes to taxes, credit, money, stocks, crypto, anything dealing with finance, financial services, I need y'all to really start paying attention to. The people who are stuck on reality TV, the people who are stuck on gossip and, complaining all on the internet about whatever's happening with the government right now, you all are going to be the ones that are left behind. You all are going to be the ones that nobody cares about, because nobody cares about complainers. Nobody cares about whiners and people who cry all day. Nobody cares about that, right? And I hope you start paying attention to understand your government never cared about that. Never cared about you and about that, right? So you literally have to pay attention to what's going on to be able to understand if you and your family are going to survive. All right. And let's think further than these next 4 years, because so many people are stuck on this 4 years, right? This 4 years. What are you going to do after the 4 years? What are you going to do in 10 years? What are you going to do in 20 years? Right? What is your plan? What is your action plan? What is your goal? Do you want to own something? Do you want to buy land? Do you want to own property? Do you want, you get what I'm saying? But you on this internet complaining and bitching and moaning like some kids. I'm so sick of y'all. And honestly, it's not YouTube. I'll be honest. YouTube, I don't see as much as that. On these other social media platforms, I do. Right? I think I'm over here leaning that energy on over here to YouTube, and that's not for y'all. Let me say that, okay? I wanted to get this off my chest. But I will admit, it's not, I on my personal feed, what I see down my timeline, right? I don't see that on I don't see that on YouTube, right? I see, of course, shorts and videos and stuff like that. But like on some of these other platforms, right? That Blue app. I hate that damn Blue app. Yes, classic music. That's exactly what it is. You say it's like people only get woke for 4 years and then go back to the bullshit. Yes, that's exactly what it is. So the biggest thing that I keep seeing right now is, what we gonna do? We not doing nothing for these next 4 years. And, that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense that you're not doing nothing these next 4 years. If anything, these next 4 years will be pivotal if you're paying attention, right? I'm not mad at nothing that's going to happen these next 4 years, because guess what? I know that there is some funding and money opportunities coming out. I know that when billionaires are running this country, okay, it's going to be some opportunities. And part of those opportunities, and the reason why I am more honed in on federal government contracting more than ever, exactly, Mr. Allen, this is the time to grind and get your money. All right. I'm not going to never be on this internet complaining about no damn president. All right. About and in my emotions and feelings about no freaking president. Right. Let's just be clear. Don't no white man have no control over my income. Let's just go. Let's just start there. Right. And when I say no white man, I'm talking about all of them. Most of it's over 8,000 corporations that are on the stock market. That's actually not that many compared to the amount of corporations and businesses that we have in America, right? But there's only about 8,000 active corporations in the stock market, okay? If I know and understand certain tax laws, which I do, which is all business. Let's be clear. This is, again, why I'm always on here talking about business, business, business. All right. If I know that there are certain things that are going to come down the pipeline for businesses, guess what? I'm going to get prepared. I'm not going to wait until it comes and then try to start scrambling. That's what a lot of y'all did with the whole PPP, right? Which is why so many people are messed up now, because you had people who really were not business owners applying for business loans, and now everybody is ass out, right? But those of us who are really in business, any of you all who are on here, classic music, some of my other people, Mr. Allen, I don't know if you have a formal business. I know the other night you was on the live, but if you have a business, right? If you don't, I need y'all to get it set up. Set up that LLC. Set up your EIN number. Set up that business bank account, because I guarantee you, okay? I guarantee you money and funding is coming. It is. It's coming. So we want to be prepared. The other thing is, you also need that if you do want to get into this government contracts group that I'm going to create. All right. So the federal government contract, y'all, is so many opportunities out there. So many opportunities. It don't make no sense. I couldn't go to sleep last night. I had to just shut my computer down last night because I couldn't go to sleep. I was on the sam.gov last night site looking. And I was on there from probably 12 in the morning to 3 in the morning. And I had to force myself to get off there and actually lay down and get some sleep. But the amount of contracts and opportunities that are out there, and guess what? We don't have to do all that minority certification stuff, okay? You can, but you don't have to. And if you all started watching some of the content that I shared with you from Kizzy Parks, remember the other night I told you that I wanted you to go watch this YouTube channel from Kizzy Parks, Kizzy Parks, right? Black lady with curly blonde hair. She gives so much free game on her channel. And I love the fact that she does interviews with everyday people, right? She does interviews with everyday people, everyday people who had this idea, who saw government contracts, who learned about government contracts, and who are now making money, right? So that's the reason why I told y'all to start going on that page and channel. I'm going to purchase Kizzy course. Her course is only $450. She was selling it for $499. I know people that are selling courses for 5, 10, 15, 20,000, right? So the fact that this woman gives so much free game, and then her course, she not even busting you over the head to get the course. I said, I'm going to invest in her course. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the course and invest in it. But the other thing that I want to do is create a group of us. So those of you all who are actually serious about learning this, working together, because when you're in different industries, it's better, right? If you do something different than what I do, then that's perfect, right? I don't really want the group to be overwhelmed with people in the same industry, right? We don't want 10 trucking companies in there and then y'all fighting over what bids for. You know what I mean? Like this to me, I would like this to be a very intimate group of people who are serious, let's be clear, serious about learning this. Because one of the things that I know for sure, I've been praying on this. I've been praying to God about this literally probably the last year and a half. Because I've really been wanting to pivot and get out of my industry. Taxes. Yes, I know taxes. Yes, I'm an expert at it. But I'm tired of it. I'm over it. It's a lot of inconsistencies. It's a lot of people who are filing and preparing taxes that really should not be filing and preparing taxes. And it's to the point now where the IRS, depending on what happens now with the new government, the IRS has put a lot of stipulations on us, of real preparers like myself, right? To the point to where it's almost like it's not even worth the money. I can go and make this same amount of money doing federal contracts with less headache, right? So for me, I've been in a place where I've been ready to pivot. I've been ready to pivot for years. I've been ready to get out of this industry and do something different. And I want y'all to know that that's okay. Because some people will try to keep you in a box. And I have to tell people, do you know how smart I am? Do you know my mind and how my mind works? I'm not limited to one industry at all. That's why I am an entrepreneur. Okay. If I wanted to just stay in taxes, I would have got my enrolled agent license, or CPAs are not normally tax experts, especially when it comes to business taxes. So I never wanted to be a CPA. My dad was a CPA though. Mad respect for CPAs, but never wanted to do that. Right. But even for me, I kept telling myself like, oh, I want to sit for this enrolled agent exam. And I had to really think, and I'm like, Patrice, you haven't sat for the enrolled agent exam for the last 10 years because you really don't want to be an enrolled agent. You really don't want to do taxes for the rest of your life. You really don't want to be in this industry. So I had to have a real conversation with myself. And I had to really, talk to God. And I had to really start asking God, like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What did you put me on this earth to do? What is my assignment? Have you ever asked God that? Have you ever asked your creator? Have you ever asked yourself, okay? What is your assignment? What are you meant to do? What are you here to do? What were you put on this earth to do? For me, I know that my assignment is for me to empower people. I used to only think it was to empower just my community, the Black community. But more recently, God has opened me up to not limit myself to just the Black community. Like, why limit yourself when the world is global, right? We have all kind of cultures and nationalities here. Now, have I focused majority of my content creation, videos, posts on specifically talking to Black people? Yes. And has that been an impact the way that I thought that it would impact? Maybe. Right? But now I'm no longer limited and focused on only speaking to Black people. Because I'm going to be honest, it's hard sometimes to talk to us. It's hard sometimes to get us to understand certain things. And when you are in a different mindset and you're not a groupthink, like I'm not a groupthink person. I don't follow the crowd. I'm the one that's going to go opposite with the crowd, right? This whole political thing that happened in November with seeing how everything turned out, and to see how the masses are just bitching and moaning and whining and complaining. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that mindset. So that's why I said I'm not limiting my education, right, to only Black people, because the reality is it's harder for some of us, especially when you have not understood finances and money and credit, right? And how life works. And so being in financial services, like I said, almost 20 years, but let's, out of being in financial services, let's just say me being in my business. I've had my business for 15 years, since 2008. Lord, come on here, God. Since 2008. And now it is 2025. And the people who give me the most flack, right? The people who give me the most issues are people who look like me, right? So that's why God had to tell me, Patrice, I never told you to try to save them all. In every community, you can't save them all, right? Because I never told you to save them all. I told you to get on here, to share some information, right? To educate. And those who take that information will do something with it. And those who don't. And it's just that simple. But I also don't have to specifically speak and say to my Black people, to my Black people, to my Black people. I don't have to do that no more. That's what he told me. He told me you don't have to do that. What is meant for you and whatever message is meant for you is for you. And it's just that simple. So I am excited, because I haven't really been excited in a while. Being in my industry has not made me excited. I have to go to the office and file taxes right now. I'm not even happy. And I can make money. I can go to the office and bill probably about $3,000 to $5,000 in the next couple of hours. You would think that I would be happy about that. But I'm not. Because taxes are no longer fulfilling for me. Yes, it's a way for me to make money. Yes, it is. And I thank God every single day. I thank God every single day for my business. For my business, for my mind, for the opportunity that I have. But also the opportunity that I gave myself. Because when corporate America let me go, I could have easily went back to and found another job. But I didn't do that. I decided to bet on myself. And I decided to work my business full time, which allows me the freedom like this to be able to pull up at the park and get on YouTube and talk to y'all in the middle of the day and then go and make me some money, right? That's the life that I like. I like that freedom of being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it and still make me some money every single day, right? I'm cool with that, but I got content with that. And so that's why I said I'm more challenging myself. I'm challenging myself, which is this pivot. This pivot into federal government contracting is going to be a whole new world, a whole new baby. And the vision that I see is for more of you to be able to join me with this, right? The same way that I see Kizzy, and she has 24,000 members in her Facebook group, and how many people she has helped, right? Just by sharing that information. And that's literally what it is. Like, we all can win just from sharing certain information. If it interests you, then hey, pick it up, look into it, right? Type in right in here on YouTube, federal government contracts, and see what comes up. You're probably gonna see more videos from Kizzy Parks. I feel like she has the most video and content out here about it. But also knowing like the endless possibilities, right? Have you ever looked or paid attention to an industry and you just knew that the possibilities was endless? Like, that's how I felt with taxes. That's what made me kind of get into taxes. I knew that there were no limits with it, right? Because taxes is really involved in all of our everyday lives, but the average person doesn't look at it like that, right? Everything that you do, you pay taxes on. When you go to the store, when you buy a juice, a drink, your groceries, everything you pay taxes on. I'm like, am I still on? I know I cut my car off. I didn't know if y'all could hear me or not. Um, but everyday life, everything that we do, everything that we buy is dealing with taxes, right? And so a lot of people don't realize that. So that's why I always tell people taxes is an all year round industry. It's not just January through April. You can work with a client and file taxes all year, literally all year. Every business has to pay taxes, and some of them are paying them monthly, some of them are paying them quarterly, right? So I tell people, like, if you are looking for an industry that's like always going to be around, think about those kind of things. Think about industries where like the possibilities are endless. You know what I mean? And when I say the possibilities are endless, where there's no cap on your income. Because in American society, we have been taught and brainwashed to believe that you get up, you go to school, you go get you this college degree, and then you go work for somebody for the rest of your life until you retire, right? But the real reality is none of that has to happen that way, right? You have people that are literally working their corporate job, still stuck living check to check, still trying to figure out how to make it. And they did what society told them to do, right? So I don't know. It's just, it's something new. That's what it is. It's something new. It's something new. Something big is about to happen. It's like I could feel it. I don't know. I feel like my first contract, I'm going to have like $1 million contract out the door. Look, I watched this video last night that Kizzy did an interview with. Hold on, y'all. My comments went away. Let me make sure y'all can still hear me because my car said it's cutting off. Let me just cut the car back on in case. I don't want it to cut off. I don't want to talk to y'all outside because it might be windy. So I don't want to go out there near the water since I'm at the lakefront. It might be windy out there. So and y'all probably not going to hear me because I don't have my headphones. So I got to stay in the car. Crypto arbitrage is limitless. You know what, Mr. Max? I need to really learn more about the crypto space. I have not fully dived into the whole crypto. Now I have invested. I got some coins, right? I got some SHIB, I got some Bitcoin, I got some XRP, I got some Solano, but I don't really know a whole lot. I've heard that term, and on Coinbase, they keep asking me if I want to do something. I forgot what it's called. If I want to tether my money or something, they say you can make like 20% interest on your money. I don't know. I got to learn some more of that crypto space too, though. But I'm glad to see you talking about that, Mr. Max, because that's another thing that people need to learn for sure is crypto. And for me, I have to be in the mindset and the mind frame to like, focus on certain things. So with it being tax time for me right now, I'm like tunnel vision with just focusing on these taxes until April. And then I want to go into the federal contractor space. I think once I get my first contract, then I'll hone in on crypto. But for now, I have bought some coin, okay? I have bought some coin. So at least I'm not invested. I've been telling people, like, you want to still at least invest. You want to at least get $100, $50. You want to put something out there, right? And start researching different coins and stuff like that. But we may need to have a conversation one night, Mr. Max, with the crypto game. Okay, there go the comments. I don't know. I'm on my cell phone, y'all, so it's different when I'm on my cell phone. Oh, that was classic music. That's partially why Joy got laid off. Classic music, is it? I've been seeing posts, you know how the internet is. Once she got let go, I've been seeing different people post but I haven't had time to really sit and watch the videos. I heard of her, but I really didn't know who she was. But I heard that too. You know, that's what someone was sharing on their post, was she was doing a lot of whining and crying, and you know, so I guess she got kicked out for so-called, you know, the what do they call it? DEI cleansing that they're doing. So that's funny you say that's partially why Joy got laid off. They say 100. It's like people only get woke for the 4 years. Okay, that was the last comment I think I saw. And yeah, George say, thank you. Mr. Allen say, grind time. Speak on it. Radiant Jules. Hello, Radiant Jules. Classic Music said that EIN is so easy to get, even for a sole proprietor. It is. And this, you know what, honestly though, Classic, it bothers me. I ain't gonna lie. Some people get played, especially here in Chicago. People get played so much with basic stuff. Some of these videos that I see, like on Instagram and Facebook, and people be like, you know, comment buy or comment guide, you know, to get this or learn this, and I'll be like, y'all paying somebody to set up a free EIN number. The EIN number on the IRS website is free 99. Free. Now, of course, if you are dealing with I hate people who drops out trash, especially at the park when there's 10,000 cans around here. That's just like some of the most ignorant ass shit to me in the world. It's people who litter. I'm sorry. That just that irks my nerve. What was I saying to y'all? I done lost my whole train of thought just seeing that. That just blew the hell out of me. I hate when people that do that. I hate people that do that. But okay, I'm sorry. Back to it. You said that, I was saying that you could get the EIN number for free. So, like, it's a lot of stuff it's a lot of information out here, right, with today's world. So, it's like, when I see people paying, like, a lot of money, like, over $100, somebody was charging $150 to do an EIN, even with my business. When we set your company up, your EIN is included, but you do pay me to set the company up, correct? So, I mean, it's a service that I offer because some people just don't want to do it, or they feel like they don't want to do it wrong, or they don't know how to do it. But it's also a part of an actual service that I offer, being in business consultant, right? But for me, it's like, if you're going to pay the bakery lady $150, or you going to pay your hairstylist $150 to get an EIN, like, y'all slow, baby. I'm sorry. Like, certain people I'm not gonna let play me, and I think that's what it is. I think that's the funny part of it. It'd be like the people that they pay to do the stuff is not even the expert. It's like you paying some rando. You know what I mean? Like, if you gonna go to the dentist, go to the real dentist. You gonna go to the hood dude that's giving you fake, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember the guy in Atlanta that was doing the fake teeth, that was calling himself the I forgot what his name was. He was calling himself the Veneer King or something like that. And this dude was doing fake veneers. He wasn't a real dentist. And it was so many people that was going to him and paying him thousands of dollars. Like, that's the type of goofy shit that I'm talking about. That's the type of goofy shit that I'll be talking about with some of us. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that in other cultures. You know, in some of my other culture friends, I don't see them saying, well, yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and go to this veneer dude, knowing that he's not a real dentist. And then when everything hit the fan, them be the same ones that come on the internet talking about how everybody bogus, or how businesses ain't this, and how people this. No, you went to a fraudster. Like, no, you went to somebody who wasn't a real professional, and you was okay with paying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're the goofy, right? just admit it. You're the goofy, and that's just it. So I can't deal with all of us, right, when it comes to this business thing. But that's what I tell people all the time, especially when they went to somebody who, like, is completely in a totally different field. You know, I'm not about to pay the hairdresser $150 to get an EIN number. Like, that doesn't even make sense, right? So There's a lot of people at this damn park today, y'all. I think everybody and their mama in Chicago was like, we haven't seen the sun in a long time. I'm real pale this winter because we haven't seen the sun in a very long time. Baby, this park is packed in the middle of the day. It's what, 4 o'clock, 4:30. Let me finish reading these comments. Definitely classic music. Nothing wrong with evolving. Oh, I know that. It's just when I tell people that, people are always like, what? You gonna get out the tax industry? You gonna not do taxes? I think it's more of them being selfish because they're majority of the people are my clients when I say that. and they like, what? Who's gonna do my taxes now? Well, so I think that's more of what it is. When you've just been doing something for so long, people just, people just get surprised that you're actually changing and that you're actually doing something different. Classic says, I'm at a standstill with my business. I will find the answers, but I would definitely like to work with you and get your assistance. Cool, Classic. Just have to be ready for the opportunity. And you know what? And honestly, it happens. It happens to all of us in business. Either you have a standstill moment or you have a time frame. Oh, I got a client that came early. She early. I had somebody at 4. Oh, my assistant just said she there. Shoot, I can't go to the park now. Welp. She early as heck. I think her appointment is at 6 o'clock. All right, well, I'll just make my way there. It's all right. I have to catch the park another day. Classic Music said, I sold all my coins and went with stocks. I'm preferring full shares compared to portions, but I'm also learning. Oh, my little necklace just broke. Oh, okay, it didn't break all the way. So, Classic Music, don't go back and buy some more coin right now while it's low. Don't sell all your coin, Classic. Look, you need a little bit of coin left, man. Don't sell all your coin. Go back now and buy some while it's down. XRP is down. SHIB is down. Doge is down. But you don't want to not have something, Classic. When I think when SHIB first came out, I think I had spent like around $350. $350 got me 61 million shares, right? 61 million shares of SHIB. Once SHIB hits 1 penny, when we finally get to 1 cent, we only needed to go to 1 cent, right? Once SHIB goes to 1 penny, that's $610,000. You know what I mean? So, sir, I'm going to need you to go back on there and buy your coin back. Okay? I'm going to need you to go back on there and buy your coin back because we got to be ready for this next wave. You saw how Bitcoin was. I really wish I would have paid attention when I saw Nipsey. I got to put my glasses back on, y'all, now, because like I said, we ain't had no damn sun in God know how long. Come on. We ain't had no sun in how long. So I I wish I would have paid more attention to what Nipsey Hussle was talking about, because I followed him heavy. But I didn't get in on really when he was talking about Bitcoin like that, right? And there's so many of us that did not get into Bitcoin when it first came out, because of course, because it was new. We didn't know anything about it, right? Now we know more about coins and how this work, and then the fact that the federal government has actually kicked in, because the last government we had was not very big with the whole crypto thing. Trump and them is definitely with the crypto. Okay, if y'all didn't know, Trump had his own coin. People who got in and bought that Trump coin, like 3 to 4 times they investment in like that week, right? I think his coin came out the day of the election. The next day, the coin was up to like $50 or something. You know what I'm saying? So people who bought in at whatever it started with, I don't know if it started at $1 or $5. It was low though, right? But people who bought in that week, and it's still available, right? It's just more now. But the beautiful thing is now, like when we had these opportunities to get in with these coins, when they a penny, when they not even a penny, when they a fraction of a penny, when they a fraction of $1, and then you're able to see it go up. Like, I wish I would have bought into Litecoin. Like, it was this Jamaican guy that was trying to tell me like 5 years ago, like, buy into Litecoin, buy into Litecoin. I think back then it was like $2. Litecoin is like $70 freaking dollars right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I really would have listened back then, I could have been a millionaire a couple of times, right, with some of these coins. So that's why I'm like, hell no. I'm gonna buy something and just sit and let it sit, right? So for me, Shiba is my biggest coin investment. I think that's the one that I have the most shares in, which is Shiba. And so, you know, once we get to a penny, baby, I'm good. You know, I could do a lot with 610,000 and flip that 10 times. But of course, I would hold some, but I would definitely sell some when it gets to that penny. You know what I mean? That's how so many people was able to blow up like that when Bitcoin did hit, you know, just because they kept that initial investment. So I understand, especially when you got stuff going on, but maybe this conversation today will remind you, Classic, I need you to get some back, all right? I definitely need you to get some of that coin back, because it's a lot of opportunity now. And when I was saying before in my videos, like people that's like, oh, I'm not about to do nothing these next 4 years, or whining and complaining, like that just really let me know that you really not in tune with reality and finances. Because if you really understood where we are and the amount of opportunity that we can have to make money as individuals, and you not having to go necessarily work another job, you can actually invest a couple of dollars into a coin, into a crypto, and see your money grow, right? And or doing other things, right? What we're talking about with the federal contracting, with mobile home investing. Like, it's a lot of different ways to, again, in this day and age that we live in, flip your money. You know what I mean? So I like to have these type of conversations, and I'm gonna get more back into that, because I had kind of got off track, you know, with all this political mess and stuff. But at the end of the day, what I always want to remind everybody is ask yourself, no matter what president has been in office, how does your neighborhood and communities look, right? What does your neighborhood and communities look like? Because one thing I don't do is focus on who is it president at the federal level. To me, being in Chicago, more city and state level is way more important with what's happening in my everyday life, right? But when you also take yourself out of the whole political equation, right, especially when it comes down to this whole red and blue, and look at, again, your money, your finances, your credit, business, right? When you really hone in and pay attention to those things, those are the things that are actually going to change your life. Those are the things that are more sustainable versus being upset and crying and whining about what president is in office, right? That's why I said, for me, ain't no white man could control me. And then even with people talking about this whole Black History Month thing, again, no white man can control you and tell you you can't celebrate your own history. Like, make it make sense, right? So again, all of this comes down to like your mindset, like how you think, how you think and how you see and view the world and your life. Because to me, people who think like that, you limited. Like, you have a limited mindset. You have a mindset. You have that victim mentality mindset. In today's world, in 2025, the opportunities that I have, my grandmother was never able to have. My grandfather was never able to have, right? I am my ancestors' wildest dream. And that's really how you have to look at things. Everything that we have today, our ancestors could never have imagined this, right? They could have never imagined the life that we have and the freedoms that we have. So I can never think that I'm being held back or held down, because my mind will not allow me to think that way. You get what I'm saying? So those of y'all that are moving and grooving and shaking and doing some things and thinking bigger and thinking how you gonna take over the world, what do Pinky and the Brain say? How are we gonna, because that's how I am. I wake up every day thinking, how am I gonna take over this planet? How am I about to take over this world? Okay, for those of y'all that think like me, I'm proud of y'all. Let's get it. Let's roll. So I'm getting ready to get off of here because this sun is in my face heavy. I can't even see the screen. Because I have a client at the office and I don't want her waiting too long. And I might come back on here tonight after I'm done with my appointments, like around 8 o'clock. I am planning on doing a live tonight, actually, around 8 o'clock p.m. So I will come back and I'll see y'all later on. If you can join me, come on back and join me. It'll be around 8 o'clock. And I'll have some tax information for you this evening. I'm going to be going over some tax tips, some things that's happening in the tax world, some things that you all may want to be aware of. And then I'll go into, after that, then we'll probably have, open dialogue and conversation like we normally do. So see y'all tonight. Have a good day. I can't see nothing on the screen, y'all. It's the sun is in my eye. So I'm gonna be safe and I'm gonna cut this off. I'll come back and read comments later.